so looking at the dark data has a lot of benefits. Now, here's the quandary. I got all this dark data, big and fast. Should I look at it all? Should I turn it over to AI and have AI sort it out for me? Well, the answer is no.
Interesting. I did not expect that one. Okay, because now AI is the answer to all my problems. So tell me, what do you think instead of AI?
Yeah, well, here's what you need to do. You need to start off, and this gets into what drives what. Is our world data driven? Is it process driven?
Mm-hmm.
Is it AI driven? Is it algorithm driven? No, it's goal driven. And you need to keep your eye on the prize, and that's the business and customer outcomes that you're willing to come up with. Since they are opposed, you have to find somewhere in the middle where they kind of balance. I'm going to get my corporate goals, my customer's going to get some of their goals. It's not just, completing a transaction. As a customer, that's the last thing that I think is important, is completing your transaction, which is your view of my world. Oh, thank you. And so the whole idea of having goals drive where you should look at dark data. Is this data related to one of my goals? Is it related to an important decision? Does data drive decisions, or do decisions drive data? I think decisions drive data. I think goals drive data.
I would say both, but okay, elaborate, please. Yeah, how this?
Well, if you're just looking at data for data's sake, and you're one of these prospectors, and let's say you're prospecting for gold. I live in Arizona. Arizona has lots of gold, has lots of copper, has lots of silver. It has all kinds of wonderful resources. So if I go around and I start sifting sand in my backyard looking for gold, what do you think?
Why not? Why not?
Well, why not? Because it's not going to deliver anything. I would rather go, in the Superstition Mountains, or I'd rather go up to Bisbee, or where it's a known gold thing. And if my goal is, I want to try the process of panning, well, then maybe my pool in the backyard works. But if my goal is to discover gold and make some money, then I'm going to go to the rich areas that I think are going to be important. So having the goals guide where you start looking at the dark data and the big data and the fast data is more important than anything else. Now, you may be, and that's when you're in planning mode. There's also what is known as react mode, which sometimes I find myself into when I get a request from my wife or one of the kids. Didn't think about that, so you got to react fast. Same thing with business. If you're going to search the data, you got to research it around the scope of the problem that you're dealing with. Where's the hot poker coming from, and where is it touching you? And so the idea of hotspot or problem-centric discovery of dark data is important. So, for instance, healthcare organizations, are starting to get paid different ways. They're getting paid on how well they follow their process. Right. So in other words, if you're submitting to Medicare, it's how well you did the administrative process. It doesn't make any difference whether you cured the patient or not. It's did you follow the process? Well, looking at data, dark data around the process, since that's what you're getting paid on, is highly important. If you have taken an oath to cure mankind, then you're going to look at the outcome from the patient's perspective. We really need to look at both. So there might be a hotspot where a patient wasn't cured. You put him through the normal regimen, didn't work. You tried another one, didn't work. You try another thing, didn't work. Then you go on to a more sophisticated test. The test shows you more data. Well, there's some dark data. Oh, your MRI says, oh, your spine is squeezing in on your nerve. Oh, no wonder your foot's falling asleep. Well, let's see if we can fix that. So the notion of having hotspot dark data is important. The MRI data for me was not important until the regular routines didn't work. You know, anti-inflammatories, took some pain pills, but still I've got pain and my foot's falling asleep on me by the end of the day. What's going on here? And so you might, in the dark data from the MRI, figure out what's really going on. Oh, wow, you need very specific stretching exercises, or we'll put you on a upside down rack, I call it, where they hang you by your feet. So there's dark data around plans, and there's dark data around reactions and an evolving, emerging set of problems. And so what's important for planning is one thing. What's important for emergent problems, and by the way, we're moving into more and more emergent problems. When we have contexts touching each other, when we have certain things happening, there's a set of emergence out there. So more and more dark and fast data will become important. And the companies that beat other companies to the edge, where that data is first sensed, are the ones that are going to be much more successful.